I'm kind of sleepy. And now, without further ado, may I welcome you to the most wonderful part of the day, where all of our obligations are set aside, our phones are silenced, the lights are dimmed, and we can finally cuddle at the end of a long day. This really is the best part of my day, reconnecting with you. You are my anchor in a big, scary world. As long as I get to come home and cuddle you, I know everything's going to be okay. Have you been all right, baby? Seems like you're having a lot more tics than usual today. Have you been stressed out? Well, yeah, I notice. I'm not completely oblivious, although some days I might seem to be. I'm not pointing it out to make you feel bad. Why would you feel bad about it? Well, it's not like you're doing it on purpose. Sometimes if I'm on the phone and you're being a little loud, I'll just pop into the next room and continue my conversation there. But I don't get mad at you about it. It's something that you're living with. Well, I guess we're both living with it because I'm here too. Kind of like another roommate. I can't really tell tics what to do, but they like to be part of our conversations anyways. I wouldn't say I try to ignore your tics. I don't know if that's possible for me, and especially not for you. I'm never trying to pretend you don't have them. I just don't always address it because it's not that unusual for you. It happens a lot. And even more when you're stressed or something sets it off. It can be frustrating, but not because I'm upset at you for having tics. It can be upsetting when it hurts you or causes you physical pain or emotional pain. Sometimes I worry about you being in danger because if you're moving suddenly, you might get hurt. If you're holding something sharp or fragile that could break. But I also don't want to stop you from living your life. And sometimes you do things and you're fine. And then sometimes you do things and you get hurt. And it's impossible to know which one it's going to be. And I never, ever want you to get hurt. But we did replace all of our ceramic dishes with plastic ones. So we are way ahead of the game now. You just got to outsmart it. It makes me sad when you're out somewhere and you feel like you have to suppress your tics. I know it's awful for you. It's all you can think about or focus on, and it doesn't even always work. But you don't always want to deal with the social repercussions of having tics in public. And I'd never tell you to just let it out and don't be self-conscious. I know other people don't make it easy for you. It must feel really bad to be stared at or whispered about. I know I've had people ask me if you're okay or what's going on. Some people get scared. Some people just hurry away. They don't understand and the unknown scares them. And some people are just rude, needlessly rude. That's all really stressful. And then when you have to go back in public again, all those other times something went wrong or just playing in your head, I'm sorry. What's it like when you try and hold back a tic? oh, it starts building, like it's going to happen regardless, and it's just a matter of time. And you know it will be so much worse when it finally does happen. I know there have been times when you eventually got back to a safe place and you had to let go and let everything out that had been building up inside. I always wish I could help you and make things easier somehow. It makes me sad that there are some parts of this you have to handle alone. I'm always here for you. But I can't take the stress away from you, and I wish I could. When I first met you, I knew nothing about tic disorders or Tourette's. I had heard about it on TV, but that was about it. And we both know how terribly misinformed television show writers can be. And we both know how terribly misinformed television show writers can be. I used to think tics were something you do consciously, on purpose, to make yourself feel better. Like how I will clear my throat if it tickles, or how I might reach up and scratch an itch I have. But you've compared it to a cough or to hiccups or something, where you can try to physically stop it. Sometimes it might work, but your body's just insisting you do it like an instinct. And your brain can focus on nothing else, and it feels like every fiber of your being is directed towards this one singular need. Yeah, brains are so complicated. They do a lot for us. More than we even understand yet, but boy, do they sometimes get things wrong. And it's pretty wild how when you're sick, your tics go way down. Sometimes they stop completely for a little bit. Yeah, I wonder why. I don't know. I wonder if your body is so tired and it's conserving resources. So it's like, hey, only the very basic functions can pass. Everything else has to hold up and wait. Like you just don't have that energy to spare. But yeah, I guess that's how we know you're on the mend. Your tics start coming back. Do I ever think you're faking? No. I'm around you all day, every day. This isn't fun to have. I know it's not something you would pretend to have. Besides the fact that you're not a liar, it's stressful, it's painful. It can be embarrassing. People can be so mean about it. There's so much you deal with every day. I know you didn't choose this. Of course I love you anyways. Tics are something you deal with, but they don't define you. There's so much more to you than the fact that you have tics. Have other people thought you were faking before? Oh, I'm sorry. It must feel really bad to be struggling with something only to have people tell you it's something you're bringing on yourself. That's really unfair, and that's wrong of them to say. Well, every day is different with you, that's for sure. Some days I hardly notice your tics at all, even though there might still be some you experience that I don't pick up on. But then some days there are so many. And it really interferes with trying to cook dinner or cuddle or talk about your day. Today, it seems like you have more than you usually do. That's why I was wondering if you were stressed. Well, yeah, I'm sure ticking out the moment you got home didn't help you feel any better. Well, I mean, I know it relieves the urge to tick for just a minute, but I know it can make you really tired and sore if you have all that built up. Yeah, I noticed your tics. I would say most of them, but like I said, there's some that I'm probably just not aware of that you're still dealing with kind of by yourself. But like I said, I don't always say something. It's just kind of a part of our day. And I don't just want to jump up and do stuff for you either. I know if you need help, you'll ask me. And I can help you get your plate to the table or fill up your cup or turn off the stove, whatever you need. And there are a lot of times you do ask me for help, which is great. I'm always here for you. That's part of being a good partner. We help each other out. And there's some stuff you totally could do with enough tries. But a lot of things are easier together because we're a team, right? So I don't want to just take things and do it for you. But if you need me, I will totally help you. It doesn't matter how many times you need help. You feel bad when you need help with something? Why? You don't want to bother me? It's not a bother, baby. I like helping you. I want to be that person for you. It also makes you feel bad when you can't do things you want to do. Oh, I'm sorry. That must be so frustrating. Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you can normally do it, but then suddenly can't because the tics are out of hand. That would be really annoying. Sometimes doing your best is just the best you can do. That sounds like one of those ridiculous little signs people have. And it would have like a rainbow or something. Sometimes doing your best is just the best you can do. I know it sounds dumb, but it's true, really. You're not always going to do stuff perfectly. And yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair that I can drink out of my glass without even thinking about it. And some days you have to use a thermos or something that won't spill everywhere. But on days like that, we'll just fill up your thermos. We'll use plastic plates. I'll hold you carefully if you need me to, so you don't hurt yourself against the furniture. I'll kiss you, and I'll remind you how much you mean to me. That no matter what your brain is doing that day, you're still the same person to me. You're my snuggle bug. You're the one that I love. You're the one that I want to spend the rest of my life with. You might have a lot of random bruises. You might yell suddenly when I'm least expecting it, or hum the same thing over and over and over. You might drop things or break things or make a mess. But that's our mess. I will replace 1,000 household objects if it means I get to be with you. That's just stuff, baby. You are the love of my life. People might stare. Maybe it's because you're having tics. Or maybe it's because we're so deeply in love they can hardly stand it. We're like a walking Hallmark movie and everyone is jealous of our love. Not everyone is going to understand you. Some people will refuse to understand you. But I want to understand. I want you to come to me when you need to talk about having a hard day. On those kind of days when it all seems like too much and the tics are driving you nuts. On those days where it makes you cry because you're so frustrated and you just want to have a break, but you don't get one. You can always come to me on days like that. I love you, baby. I love all of you. On your good days and your bad days, you are still the person that I love most.